We are live. When this thing goes up. Okay, we are live. So yeah. 5 minutes.
I see it. Yeah, we just need to
wait a few minutes. I gotta repost
work
this whole
on
thing.
some thumbnails.
Yeah.
There's one person in there, and it's me.
Yeah. Well, after we get all our shit, I'm gonna give you more money to work on more shit. Because right now I don't have that much money. I gotta save freaking for the car, move the car, and move our stuff from Reading. Hopefully none of the stuff got water damage, because the insurance will not pay the value of the magic cards itself.
I mean, I would hope that storage units constructed to resist against such thing as water damage.
Not all the time, but I can't pay for the high-end storage unit because I don't have the money to pay for the damn thing. And plus I was rushing to put everything in the damn U-Haul.
Right? There's someone else in here. I don't know who else is it. Is it you? Oh no, you should be watching from the channels account, right?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm watching.
Oh, so the only two people in here right now are me and Ashley.
Yeah, I'm posting stuff right now. If not, they can watch. Usually people watch it in the morning. I get like 40 or 50 views from like till like 9 in the morning. Because not a lot of people can make it around this time at 9:30 at night on Sunday because they have work next day. Or
No,
they
but
got
usually we have like 8, 9 people.
Well, they get like 50, 60 subs. Restream chats up. Okay. Putting up this thing now. The video is fucking a lot better than before. At least that should be good. And the restream things covering my beautiful face.
It's not lagging.
Yeah, it's not lagging.
I guess one of the things to check for. It's one of the things that
I got to reboot everything before we start it.
We always check for is before you start a stream, or like at least 10 minutes before you start a stream. Always do some checks to make sure that the video and the audio are not lag to each other, and not wait till the actual stream launches.
Yeah.
So that's something that's important. Which I would have figured you'd be used to, only because
I do it all the time, but I was so overwhelmed yesterday and today because I was doing overdrive on the painting stuff, sort of the RPG channel and everything, and I'm editing everything else. And this whole afternoon we were talking about me making a second channel. I'm like, I need a rest for tonight. I let the computer upload all the videos.
So here's the logic on that. Okay, and I know it was tough to try and talk to you in text.
Yeah.
But look, one of the things that's happening is vlog and review content is not getting the watch time that it should be. Part of the reason for that is because it's getting drowned out by the sheer number of Let's Plays that are being uploaded.
Yeah.
You're uploading hundreds and hundreds, and you're uploading hundreds. I'm not saying hundreds and hundreds. That's probably an exaggeration.
Well, we were loading three videos of Let's Play a day. Right.
So that I can tell you right now that is absolutely murdering people's subfeeds, and it's drowning out the other content. The content that people are more inclined to watch. So your vlogs and your views are always going to get more views than your Let's Plays.
Yeah.
So by uploading,
you should really just
archive
upload a Let's Play once a week.
No, the Persona 4 is going to be there because it's a long freaking thing. I'm just going to move all the Kingdom Hearts and Resident Evil and Let's Play on the weekend because I don't post vlogs or anything on the weekends. I just post like two on Saturday and 2 on Sunday, and not on the weekday.
So if you had a separate channel, like a Let's Play channel,
and
then you had a vlog channel, you'd attract people to those two channels that want to look at that particular content.
The problem is I don't want to manage it unless Ashley wants to do it herself.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying you're drowning out your vlog content.
Yeah. Well, I'm keeping the Persona 4 because it's already been scheduled all the way through June. That's one video a day. I just gotta take the Kingdom Hearts and move everything else to the weekend. So it'll be 2 videos for the weekend because I don't do vlog or anything on the weekend. So that's like
it still drowns out all the vlog stuff. So if I'm a new subscriber and I go onto the channel and I go back to look at some of the recent vlogs, they're hard to find because I have to weed through the sheer volume of content.
Also, live stream is
look at it this way, right? You're competing for people's minutes, people's watch time. So you're not just competing against people's. So you're competing against 2 things. One is the amount of time that someone has to use it out of their day to even watch videos, and then 2, you're competing against watch time from other content creators, meaning people only have so much time. So if you're uploading 250 minutes of video in a week, people don't have 250 people do not have. Sorry, I'm getting a little sick here.
But I have those.
People do not have 250 minutes to watch all of your content. So that's why shorter videos are better. And you have certain people who have figured out that uploading content every other day is actually more beneficial to the algorithm than uploading content every day.
Okay.
Because your videos get lost in the upload. I'm just going by stats. So if you're uploading every day, it knocks your previous day's video basically out of the algorithm. Therefore, it's not being promoted anymore, and your new video is being promoted. So you're actually cutting the lifespan of a video out by constantly uploading.
I could just take the Let's Play out, gameplay. I don't really need it up there because I'm competing against a whole bunch of people on Let's Play. I just live stream the game instead.
You could do that, or again, you can have an archive channel, or not an archive channel, but a Let's Play channel.
Yeah, but the problem with the Let's Play channel, they're gonna upload a lot of stuff back up to that channel, or make a playlist for that channel and stuff.
So you don't need to move anything over. Just playlist onto that channel. Keep the stuff that's on your channel now. Keep it on there. But don't continue to put any more Let's Plays on that channel. I've streamed them on the Ashley and Lancelot show.
Is it already archived on? Is there an archive button on this? I'm gonna take a look on the Creator Studio.
You need to record it yourself to be able to upload it to the other channel.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Because I already got videos already uploaded. Can I automatically archive it without publishing all that shit, or no?
You do not, right. So you can live stream on your channel and not publish and unpublish it, but you can't move it to another channel automatically. You need to have a recording of it to upload it to the other channel.
Okay. Well,
you need to record using OBS your live streams.
Oh, okay.
And then you can leave the live stream on the Ashley and Lancelot show. You just need to leave it unpublished so it doesn't go into people's feeds.
Okay, I might just don't do it. Hey, Post, how you doing, man? You can private the recording of the live stream.
Well, it's private, but you just don't publish it.
I'll just make a video, have a vote on it, because I do live stream a lot, and there are a lot of the live stream on the recent activity are like Diablo 2 lately, playing it out freaking hours. Because I could just fucking let go the let's. I don't really have to do Let's Play at all. I just don't really need to do it. I don't see because the reason why I did Let's Play and stuff so people can enjoy 30 minutes hour clips, but I don't see much of a reason to do it anyways, because it's like I'm spending extra like what 30-40 minutes per like 31 hour like segments of the gameplay of my time, then 2.5 hours to 4 hours upload that fucking sucker up. So I think I'm just going to whatever I have on here that's already been uploaded is going to be uploaded, and the rest I'm just going to end it and just make a video about it. I'm just going to end the Let's Play unless unless if other people really wants it, then I'll make the second channel right now, or a second channel by then. Let them have a vote for make a second channel if they want a Let's Play. They can watch some other people with the Let's Play and stuff like that. I think live stream might be a lot better. What do you think about that? Rem? Is he dead? Can you guys hear me? Hello? Ashley? Why can't I hear anyone? Did my thing died finally? Hello, hello, hello. God damn it. Is my mic working? Yeah, my mic is working. But I don't hear anything coming from you guys' end. Let me recall again. You can private there we go.
Wire.
That's a lot better. Can you say whatever you said? Because I couldn't either re-log in for some reason. Fucking Google Hangout must be a bitch.
Can you hear us?
I can hear you guys now. Was that a better idea? If people want to make a second channel, but just kill the kill the gameplay in general, the Let's Play.
Look, okay, I'm not. You're very resistant to doing another channel. I understand.
Yeah.
Fine. All I'm saying is this: your vlog content, which is the content that will get most of the views, vlogs and reviews, is being drowned out by the sheer volume of Let's Plays. And that's why if you look at Let's Play channels, that's all they have on them is Let's Plays, and those people will have separate vlog channels.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I'm not sure why you don't want to do two channels. I guess the alternative is to just not do the Let's Plays.
Yeah. Because
but you can't expect your vlog and review content to grow if you keep drowning it out.
Yeah.
With the Let's Plays.
That's why I said let's just kill it off. Unless if people really wants me to upload Let's Play, I'll make a video about it, let them vote, then I'll make it. But I don't want to make it and put the Let's Play video in it if no one's going to watch it.
In my opinion, the worst thing you can do is let people vote. I just want to say your YouTube channel is not a democracy.
Yeah.
It's your YouTube channel. You control the direction of its content.
Yeah.
The content on your channel should not be done by committee. I'm sorry.
well, it's between you, me, and Ashley, and adding Carl and Post.
Okay, that's one thing. That's one thing.
Press F for respect. What do you think, Post? Do you think I should make a second channel and put a Let's Play video in there to see how it goes?
And none of this includes the role-playing channel.
Yeah, the
role-playing game channel, the RPG channel, the Eternal RPG Network is not part of this.
Do you want to don't put D&D stuff on here and just put it all on the RPG channel?
Well, that's up to you. I'm gonna any D&D stuff that I produce will go on the RPG channel. That's kind of the point of it.
Yeah, I'm just saying because it's gonna be yours, you and mine together. That's why I'm gonna put all my effort into that channel and then making a second channel for Let's Play. So I can produce videos. I'm already gonna get
the Let's Plays would be non-traditional RPGs.
Yeah. Well, I don't play really non-traditional RPGs. I play RPGs like a galore. As you can see, Dodge freaking JRPG. I still haven't finished Persona 3 yet. Thank you very much, Graham, for making me play that damn game again.
I told you it was the worst one in the series.
And I gotta finish it still.
I tricked you.
Yeah, well, that's probably good for.
I've never played any Persona.
Persona 5 is good. I think Persona 5 still is the best. 1 and 2, the control is very confusing because it's one of those things that they started to try to figure out the 3D like RPG aspect when it first came out. But yeah, 3 was just really bad controls and the story is like 4 was good. I like 4. 4 was pretty good. But I think 5 was still the best.
5 was good. I really liked it.
Yeah, 1 and 2 is the continuation of each other.
1 and 2 were also good. I just thought that 3 was very lacking in a lot of areas.
Yeah, it's a story aspect. It just, you know, the people at midnight, dark hour, turning into coffins and stuff like that, and you're literally having a gun to shoot your head. Pretend to shoot your head to cast your persona. I thought that was kind of grotesque.
John F. Kennedy. It was a lone gunman. Say it with me, guys. Say it with me. It was a lone gunman.
It was a lone gunman.
Right. It was a lone gunman.
Okay.
From the grassy knoll.
Okay, so I'll make the Let's Play channel, but you guys gotta make the name for it. So let me hear your guys' good name for the channel.
All right, since everyone's here, let's do some introductions. Hello, welcome to the Sunday Night Live show featuring me, Grim Monolith. We have with us today on the Ashley and Lancelot show, we have Lance of the Ashley and Lancelot show, a very famous Let's Player and vlogger. Also with me tonight is his lovely wife, Ashley, of Ashley Art Fantasy. Check her out and her awesome artwork. She live streams several times a week, and she'll draw whatever you want. Well, not really, but she loves to draw planets into girls, which is cool. And that is me. I am Grim Monolith. I am from the Dark Titan Enterprise channel. I am an astronomer and a science fiction writer and the editor for the Dark Titan Enterprise channel. Welcome to our chat. Tonight we will be talking about opening starting an RPG channel, which will be headed up by me and Lance. We will be doing exclusive RPG content, both for tabletop and video games. Our next subject tonight will be our reactions to the Nintendo Direct, and of course the never-ending topic of censorship in our video games today.
Also, we might talk some about the D&D as well.
Are you getting to focus on me?
Well, I put on myself there. You can see my ugly face, all my acting things.
Just move my camera to point at my figurines.
Right, you can. I think that might be a better idea. Actually, pull a figurine down, we'll put a picture on it, like Rich does with his cucumber. We'll do it with the anime figurine. How about that?
There.
Okay, there you go.
Is that a good angle?
There's a good angle. Carl will enjoy that.
Okay. The apocalyptic game has a message for you, Lance.
You can call it GALP. It stands for Grim, Ashley, Lance, and Post.
Actually, you can't. Ashley, you can't show those figures. That's that's gonna trigger so many people.
We don't care, especially on this channel. We don't care.
It's gonna, Lance, you need to play along. That's gonna trigger so many people. Oh my god.
Oh my god, Twitch is going to strike us.
Yes.
Even though
it's not real.
Look at that midriff.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Well, I don't. With this sort of this thing.
So, this RPG channel, we're proposing an RPG network that we're going to talk about different aspects of different tabletop RPGs and things like creating characters and helping DMs create modules and talking about different RPG video games as well, retro and non-retro. Like I'm going to be doing a segment on Ultima, which is a classic RPG, CRPG, and it was on the NES and Super Nintendo as well. It helped really usher in the modern era of RPGs.
Mm-hmm.
So these are the type of things that we're going to cover. And of course, you're going to see Lance painting a lot of different figures on this channel.
Yeah, and we'll be probably moving the Dungeons and Dragons tabletop game to that as well.
The what? Well, I mentioned that.
Yeah.
I was talking about your painting.
Oh.
And post-apocalyptic game says, "Oh my God, I loved Ultima. I grew up playing Ultima. I had Ultima 1 on my Apple IIe, then 2, then 3, Ultima 5. I played when I was, I think, in like 5th grade. Oh, I absolutely loved that game. Another game that I'm going to be doing a segment on is
Baldur's Gate.
No, I'm talking about older stuff. Is Bard's Tale, and the reason why I'm going to touch on Bard's Tale is not just because it's near and dear to my heart as well, because I played that on my Apple IIgs, Bard's Tale 1 and 2, back in '85 and '86, but they were just remastered, and they're on GOG. The Bard's Tale trilogy is up there. I download them and I'm playing them again.
I don't want to be offensive. What the hell is Bard's Tale? You've been talking to me about this for a long time. You never explained to me what Bard's Tale is.
Bard's Tale is a classic CRPG. One of the CRPGs that all CRPGs, I should say all computer and video game role-playing games today are based on.
Good night, Carl. Mm-hmm. So it's basically like a text-style RPG?
No, it's graphics. You're thinking of Zork.
Oh, okay. Okay, now I have an idea. What is this?
Bard's Tale 1 is from '85. And then there's a Bard's Tale 2 and 3 and a Bard's Tale construction set. Mm-hmm. And they were done by Interplay and EA. Now the company In Exile, who made Wasteland 2 and is now owned by Microsoft, actually. Microsoft just bought In Exile, owns the rights to Bard's Tale. And there's a Bard's Tale 1, 2, and 3 remastered, and you can get them on GOG. I think they might all be on Steam. Not sure. I'm sure they're on Steam.
Okay.
But those are the things that are going to go to the RPG channel. So it should be a pretty fun project. Hopefully we can get a lot of people involved. Hopefully we can get a lot of people watching. Yeah, I think that there's really nothing else to talk about now until we get some stuff launched.
Yeah.
Also, we're looking for money to get it going. So anyone listening that wants to PayPal over, as much as you can, maybe an entire paycheck, maybe a whole month's pay. If you have a savings and really feel like investing, please do so. No, I'm just joking. We don't need money to start it.
No, we already got content for it already. We already got stuff for it. I might put in $25, get the Hasbro Stranger Thing D&D one and take a look and review it. I think it's gonna be a piece of crap by looking at it.
It's probably going to be it's probably going to be a scaled down version of an already scaled down version of an RPG, which is 5e.
Yeah.
Although what we can do with it? We can take bits and pieces out of it and put it into our own game.
Well, it's Shadowfell is already in 5e. You guys can go there if you know how.
The only thing that I can imagine that it's based on, the Upside Down world kind of already exists in D&D. It's called the Shadowfell. So I wonder if that's the way they're going. And before the Shadowfell, the Upside Down world would have been the Plane of Shadows. The Plane of Shadows has existed since first edition, and it's kind of like the opposite of the Prime Material Plane. It's dark. Yeah, it's hard to explain, but it's basically the opposite of the real world.
We'll touch more on that on the RPG channel. We'll go towards like the different planes, different gods, the Forgotten Realm storyline from the first edition all the way to the 5th edition. Because, like you said, there's like so many different like historical events for every edition that happens, and stuff like that.
We should play games that the trilogy of Bard's Tale is $15 on Steam. Yeah. Hey, let me throw this out there. If you haven't gotten it and you're interested, I think they did enough updates on the Bard's Tale trilogy that, yes, it's still very old school. It's still very 1980s in its presentation, but the graphics are okay. They're not bad. They added a lot of options that make the game more convenient and easy to play. And if you want to play something that is old school and really important to kind of like the evolution of the computer or video game RPG, I think it's a really great way to go. It's like playing Final Fantasy 1, right? Final Fantasy 1, I believe, only came out a year later. The 1 is like 86, 87 maybe. So Final Fantasy 1 is, and Breath of Fire #1 as well. Those are all really old games, So there are very old JRPGs that are also important to the evolution of the RPG. I just think, Bard's Tale is one of the Western RPGs that's very important to the evolution of the RPG. And if you want to go back even earlier, like I said, Ultima 1 and 2 and 3, Wasteland is another one, and these games kind of predate any of the JRPGs. So if you want to go to Western RPGs that actually predate the coming of, say, JRPGs, it would be the first couple Ultimas and Wasteland and the text-based Zork games, like you mentioned. Those are there, and they're all pretty interesting. What's good about Bard's Tale and Final Fantasy, at least, is there are remakes. So you can actually play Final Fantasy 1 off of the Chronicles disc, right? They had redone a lot of it for PS1.
The Chronicle disc for the PS1, right? Because I have it right here. I think it's only 3 and 4.
It was on Chronicles. It was definitely on one of those collection discs for the PS1.
Anthology. There's an Anthology one. There's the Chronicles one.
Yeah, it's on one of those. I'm not sure which one it is, but that's the version you want to play because it's going to be easier for people to watch.
Yeah, well, we'll be live streaming Final Fantasy on March, whole month of March.
Right, and kind of now, and back to the tabletop aspect of this all. We want to cover a lot of tabletop stuff. Talking about maybe different races in Pathfinder, different races in D&D, and how to incorporate them into a campaign, and how to play them, and how to role play them.
We also have a lot of D20 modules that we never played or reviewed. We like to do that as well.
Look, over the years I've bought so many PDFs. I basically have PDFs of like every game that probably exists for the most part.
You play Diablo 2 or Street Fighter D1 D20 module? I have that.
You know what? I'm partial to the Diablo 2 second edition game. They actually did Diablo 2 D&D 2E module as well. And that was the first one that came out, and I actually like that one better.
That's the one I have, right?
No, you have the D20 one.
Oh, okay.
D20 is D. D20 is a system that was based upon Dungeons and Dragons 3.0.
Well, you guys sent me the PDF for that one then. But we also got the Pathfinder 2 that I bought that we were planning to review, but we never had time to do it. We also
I haven't really read through the book, so
it's like basically they tried to copy 5e.
That's what a lot of people say, that they tried to take Pathfinder and 5e and mold them into one.
And it basically failed.
It's still a lot more complicated than Dungeons and Dragons 5e.
Yeah.
So they should have just stayed with 1e. You know, and there's so many splat books for Pathfinder. There's so many. I can't believe that they're just planning on abandoning that.
Well, it's not only that, they can put more stuff in these damn worlds. It's like, you know, like the inner sea world book and stuff. There's not really any adventures for it. There's not really much about information about different type of these islands, cities, or town. They just give you a general like 2-page descriptions and that's it. It's like I need more information, stuff like that, like how everything's run, what's the history, which history is it, you know, about their god, how did it start and all that. It's like, you know, like who took over with this area? Did the pirate took over a certain amount of period? What's this war like and stuff? What is people like and stuff like that? It's like 2-page per like part of their like not the continent but the country, you know, like different gaps of it. Like 2 pages out of the whole book. It's like, why? So they could put so much more information and details and richness and storyline, and like they could do it like per country or per city, because the city is so damn vast. So you could put so much stuff in it.
Oh no, I agree, but I'd say Wizards with 5th edition and 4th edition is just as guilty doing that. The Sword Coast Adventures book for 5e, it's very lacking in information on.
They're lacking on the paragon of the Forgotten Realm gods, because I have a very hard time looking through all these PDF books. Like Helm is like 2 paragraphs. Like that's great when you told me all these about Helm
you go
and stuff.
Back to the 3.5 books, because there's 3.5.
Yeah, I have it.
Talk about all of the different religions and gods.
Yeah.
And gods.
Because they have their own book. Because the paragon is the god, the Forgotten Realm gods.
Pantheons and Faith, or so. I forget the name of the book.
Yeah. I'll be right back. You two talk. I gotta go use the restroom really bad.
Where are you going?
I gotta use the restroom really bad. My IBS is acting up. I'll be right back.
Well, I have nothing to talk about.
Enjoying the view of figurines.
Nice figurines. So let's move on to the Nintendo Direct then, since he's leaving. What did you think of the Nintendo Direct, Ashley?
I didn't watch it.
You didn't watch it?
No, I didn't watch it. No one told me about it until after it was over.
You could, I mean, they kept it up. You could have went back and watched it. It was only like 25 minutes or 30 minutes.
And showed me some games that were coming.
The game, I mean, I thought it was cool that they're going to be adding more Star Fox stuff to Starlink. So it's starting to give me more of a reason to pick it up. So they're doing that. And the Demon Mechana game, the mech game, looks pretty good. I'm actually pretty excited about that game. We saw nothing about Bayonetta 3, although I recently read some disappointing news about Bayonetta 3.
Like what?
The director quit.
Huh?
Yeah, let me look it up. Let me look it up quick. So the company that makes it, I think it's called Platinum Games, right? Platinum Games. And Platinum Games, their publisher is Nintendo. Let's see what happens. Try to look up and see what happens. Trying to find the article. Bayonetta 3 still in the works, set to launch Switch this year. Nintendo's still claiming it's going to launch this year, but
I say it's still a little too soon.
well, they said last year it was going to launch this year. So there's a couple days ago, they're still saying that's going to launch this year.
I wouldn't be surprised if it gets pushed to next year.
It could happen, who knows? But I know there was some turnover in the staff.
Yeah. I
know there was some type of turnover on the staff. I'm not exactly sure.
I'm hoping the Switch gets some visual novel games.
Yeah. Well, those are usually not done by Nintendo Direct, but
yeah.
There's a lot of visual novel games are on PC. A lot of those are on Steam and GOG.
I play a lot of Otome games. They're the dating games, dating visual novel games, the anime dating visual novel.
Oh yeah, you should play them while you can, because you know that they're going to get censored and taken off.
What? There's nothing to be censored about. It's a visual novel.
It's a dating game, and that's a no-no.
So they're anime, they're cartoon. What is a cartoon gonna come out of the game and hurt me?
Apparently so.
I'm gonna get hurt by a cartoon character.
Sorry about that, I'm back.
Hey, I agree with you, but you're gonna have to argue with a bunch of politicians and
they're
SJW show
in Japan. But a lot of them don't make it over here because some of them are boys' love, or some of them are too risky or too dark.
Mario Maker 2 will be good game if you just want to chill and kill time. I have Mario Maker in the Wii U. I bought it used at GameStop for about $10. I haven't played it yet.
How did we go from visual novel to Mario?
Can you still download levels for Mario Maker?
Yeah.
On the Wii U?
Yeah, I believe so.
Because I know a lot of the services for the Wii and the Wii U.
The Wii Shop is gone. That's the only thing that's gone is the Wii Shop. So you can't buy games on the Wii Shop anymore.
Right.
So I don't know about everything else, but no one's really playing Mario Maker lately. So
what is Post saying? He's saying the legal age of consent in Japan is 13. I don't even want to touch that.
Me neither. True. That's not true. Usually it's 16.
The legal age of consent in the state I live in is 16.
Yeah, Japan is 16, but You gotta get the parents' consent, but the legal age in Japan is actually 21 for, like, you know, to be an actual adulthood, not 18.
So, Lance,
Yeah,
I love you, man,
adulthood
but
is
I
21.
can't. I love you, man, but I don't believe that for a second. I'm sorry.
In Japan?
Yeah, I don't believe
Is
that.
that
The
20?
age of consent is 21.
Well, we
They
have a lot of.
consider you an adult at age 20 because they go to school until they're like 19 years old.
Yeah, I can tell you now that I know, and this is not a great subject for the podcast, but I'll just end it with this. I know that the age of consent for Japan is lower than the United States. It's definitely not 21, and I would believe that 13 is in there somewhere. And yes, maybe it involves parental consent, maybe it doesn't, but it's
It
certainly
does
not
because
21.
the way
You gotta
their
understand that
tradition is over
Japan kids are more responsible than the kids the same age as here in America.
Absolutely. I once had a doctor that was from Russia, and he said a quote that I'll never forget. We were talking about rowdy teenagers, and this was a guy that actually got trained in the Soviet Union. He's been a doctor a very long time, and he's my doctor in this area. He said to me, in Russia, 15-year-old is man, 15-year-old is grown-up man. In the United States, oh no, 15-year-old is boy, small little boy. And I'll never forget that he said that.
Well, it wasn't like that back then, but changed recently. Changed several years ago.
It could be, but
came into the age of babies. That's
yeah,
what it came to.
he's just referring to the fact that 15 is considered an adult in Russia, and you must act like an adult, and you must make decisions as an adult. But in the United States, we have some weird perversion, and I'm going to call it a perversion. It's a perversion to continue to coddle and make young people children. And I don't know if it's a perversion by parents or if it's a perversion by society.
It's society, really.
But to continue to say that a 15 or a 16-year-old is a child is a perversion. They are not children. They are not children.
They're adults.
Yes. A 15 and a 16-year-old person is an adult. They're adult. Don't tell me they can't make adult decisions. Don't tell me they can't, because they can. It is a perversion of our modern society to childize teenagers. And I'll leave it at that.
A 4-year-old in Japan can walk to school by themselves.
Yeah. And I'm going to just only mention it one last time. I'm going to agree with Post. I don't know the age of consent in Japan, but I believe that he is probably closer than not, because I would believe that, yes, 13 seems to be a reasonable age of consent for Japan.
Even if it's 13, they don't date until after high school.
There you go. So there's societal things that are different. But
they focus on school. They don't do dating until after high school. Even barely after that, they focus on college.
Most likely, sure, because they're very educationally driven. But I would believe, most definitely, I believe that Post is probably correct.
Yeah.
And the last thing is, like I said, in the state I live in, the age of consent is not 18, it's 16. It's 16 in Massachusetts. So that's it.
16 here too, I believe.
Well, do you guys talk about super thing about Sony still? Do you think Sony still cares about Final Fantasy VII Remake?
I think that so it's not Sony, right?
It's Square Enix.
So I think they do, but what is going on with that remake?
Well, now Kingdom Hearts. Now Kingdom Hearts is done. They're doing full ship on the 7 now.
Is there some type of intercompany politics that we don't know that destroyed that game?
No, well, the first time they let the third party to make it, and they did a terrible job, so they scrapped it and they're redoing the whole thing. Like what Disney did to one of the Star Wars games that EA made. They scrapped it. EA did a horrible thing.
Kind of like Nintendo and Metroid Prime 4,
yeah,
huh?
Yeah, so they're doing it themselves. They said that they will not do full production of Final Fantasy 7 until Kingdom Hearts 3 is done. 3 has been done in, towards, like December. So full ships on Final Fantasy 7.
It's just that this whole Final Fantasy 7 thing is a drawn out, I don't even know the word to use. It's like a travesty.
You mean like how Final Fantasy 15 was?
Final Fantasy 15 was not in development as long as Final Fantasy 7 Remake.
A new DLC came out for that game.
15? I thought they were done with 15. I thought
no,
that they had.
This is the last DLC. It's the prequel of everything. Like thousands of years before the Lucian became king and stuff. What happened between? It's like the villain side of the storyline.
I've read a lot about Final Fantasy 15. I've yet to pick it up.
You want to borrow it?
Do you have the complete edition?
On my PS4. It's like $20.
I mean, eventually I want to pick up what's called I think it's called the Royal Edition.
The Royal Edition, yeah.
It comes with all of the
not
stuff.
all of it, because I got newer DLC after that.
They have newer DLC now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this whole Final Fantasy 7 thing it's a debacle.
We'll see whenever it happens. I probably won't hear about it until like next year or two, but probably not, because everyone just stopped fucking putting high hopes on it. Like Kingdom Hearts 3, we didn't have high hopes for it anymore for so damn long, until they finally showed us like the gameplay trailer and everything else within like towards about to be like being in production. So it's like so excited about it. So when that ever happens, we'll probably talk more about it. Right now, it's just we don't know what's happening with it. Post is.
I see what Post is saying. I'll read it out loud. Grim, that's technically not true. 15 was originally 13, but the whole game was scrapped. So the story was in the works since 2008. The story was in the works, but I recently read a couple articles. They've actually been talking about Final Fantasy VII Remake since, I'd say, about 2007. The story for Final Fantasy 15 was being drafted all the way back in 2008. They didn't even attempt to put together a development team until years and years later. What I saw, the development team for Final Fantasy 15 wasn't actually formed until like 2014, and the reason behind that is they were putting so much energy into Final Fantasy 11. Now, Final Fantasy 11 was I think that was the failed online game, the one that got trashed, the one that eventually became Final Fantasy 14. And they were putting so much time into that, and then that game got totally trashed because it sucked. It was terrible. And they decided to do Final Fantasy 14, which is kind of the remake of Final Fantasy Online. But, I mean, drafting a story and a concept for a game, I think, doesn't equate to actually having a development team for it. They're not the same. An exploratory team creating a story does not equal a development team. And the developers were not put on Final Fantasy 15 until much later after the story was conceived. So the whole idea of doing a Final Fantasy 7 remake has been kicking around a lot longer than Final Fantasy 15 was kicking around. And the development team for Final Fantasy 15, which went through some turbulent times as well, they were developing that for like 15 years. I'm sorry, for 5 years, as opposed to this whole debacle of Final Fantasy VII Remake, which literally people don't even realize we're going on like 10 years now. 10 years they've been
What
talking.
about Kingdom Hearts 3? That was
that Kingdom Hearts 3 goes back to the day after Kingdom
2005.
Hearts 2. I was gonna say Kingdom Hearts 3, that whole story goes back to the day after Kingdom Hearts 2 launched, right? The day after Kingdom Hearts 2 launched, they've been talking about Kingdom Hearts 3. So
That's 2005.
Yeah. So I guess in reality, right, Ashley, we can say that the one that was talked about the longest is Kingdom Hearts 3. They've been talking about that game for literally 15 years.
Yeah. I want to answer Post's question. Lance, you never played any of the other Kingdom Hearts games, so you never saw the other plots in the story. Actually, I have played it. I played all the 1.5 and 2.5. I also have 2.8 that I played, and I have the Kingdom Hearts Far, Far Away. Was it the game called Far, Far Away? The newest one I had? I let someone borrow.
Not Far, Far Away.
What is it called?
I don't know what it's called.
The newer Kingdom Hearts has all 9 games, I believe 6 or 9 games in it that I let someone else borrow until I get it back, and I'll be live streaming that. But I did play the majority of all the Kingdom Hearts. I haven't finished 3 yet. I just watched Ashley played it because she says she'll cut off my head if I play it first. So, and I'm having a hard time playing Kingdom Hearts 3 because I don't really like it as I thought.
You condone violence like that?
I didn't say I was going to chop off his head.
See, Lance, so you're exaggerating.
Oh.
You're putting words in her mouth to make her look like a monster.
Okay, I'm going to play Devil May Cry 5 first then.
No!
Why not?
I will tie you up and throw you in the bedroom and lock the door.
There you go. That's basically a lot nicer way of doing because live stream, but yeah.
Ashley, you're proving his point.
I didn't say I was going to chop off his head. I just said I was going to tie him up.
It's a Union X, that mobile one. I haven't played the Kingdom Hearts mobile one. I haven't played it. I
played the mobile for a little bit, but that was like last year sometime.
Yeah, I haven't played
but you only can play for a certain amount of time, and then it says if you want to play longer, you have to play more, or you have to wait this certain amount of minutes.
Yeah, that's why I don't want to play it.
So, just a quick thing on RPGs. Ching, who's in the chat, he's going to be our next victim to play Diablo 2.
I play Echo the Hammer on Diablo 2. I don't think he liked it because his sorcerer kept dying.
When did you play him? Why didn't you tell me? I would have come on. Was I sleeping?
You were sleeping. It was this early morning. And because I woke up right after the StarCraft tournament ended, and you were asleep. So I was like, and I live streamed it this morning. Echo the Hammer, installed it, played it. I don't think he liked it. I talked to him through Discord and stuff. It wasn't that much talkative, but yeah.
Well, I mean, when you start a low-level character, that's what happens. You die.
Yeah, I don't know. I can barely hear him quite a time. I don't think his mic system's working is that great.
Where was he dying?
Stony Field and Blood Raven.
Were you running him through hell?
No, running through normal. I tried to get a necromancer in. I tried to tell him how to create the game and stuff, but the level restriction was on, so I played with him a level 1 druid.
You could have turned the level restriction off.
Yeah, but he needs to. I tried to show him on there on Discord and stuff, but he's having difficulties. So
why didn't you play the game yourself and have him join it?
I did that. Some reason you were able to join. I got a little restriction off as well. I think I did that. I just didn't go back to my necromancer. I just played the damn druid. But I was a lycanthrope werewolf on the druid. But it's all worry. I think Chain's gonna play. with us when he gets it, and
being silent.
Yeah, Union X tells the origin of the Keyblades and the Keyblade War. I tested my PC with an old game called Mythic Warriors that was great, so I'm looking forward to Diablo 2. Okay, Ching, just let us know when you're ready to play it. Well, I don't think I played. If it was on 1.5, 2.5, or 2.8, if that game was on there, then I played it. If not, then I have not played. If it's a mobile one, I have not played the mobile one. And basically, I just don't care much about Kingdom Hearts as much as I used to not anymore. I just don't like.
They just dragged it out too long.
Yeah, it just I love this since I loved it when I was in Japan and stuff because I never played it. I saw my friend played it when I was in high school, but other than that, I don't care much. Yeah, so if it's mobile, then yeah, I'm not gonna play it because I'm not gonna wait several minutes or stuff like that to play the damn thing. Okay, anything else want to add last for Roll20 before we go to Nintendo Direct?
We talked about the Nintendo Direct already.
Oh, yeah. How was it? Oh, hey, Dragon Quest 11. I gotta put that salt in the wound still.
Did you see the press release from Square Enix?
No.
They said they haven't decided yet if they're going to offer the free content to PS4 users of the game. They might make us pay for a download if we want the extra stuff.
I bet that's more salt to your wounds. But how much are you gonna charge though?
I don't know. I just think it's, and I'm not the only one. I just think it's complete BS that they're releasing a different version of the game for the Switch.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're saying that there's the possibility that if we want the updated content on the PS4, we're going to have to pay extra money for it. I think that that's absolutely BS. And it's driving me to not want to ever buy a Square Enix game ever again. I was angry enough in the first place when I saw that the version that was going to be on the Switch had extra content on it.
I don't think the Switch is going to run.
I'm sick and tired of these companies doing this. Release the damn game up front. Release the entire game. Why am I paying $60 for incomplete games?
Yeah,
I'm tired of it.
Yeah, but I don't think Dragon Quest 11 is going to play well on the Switch because if Ys 8 has problem on playing on the Switch,
Ys 8 does have problems on the Switch.
And Dragon Quest 11 will have problems on the Switch.
Oh, I agree. I think that there could be issues. Yeah. I think that Dragon Quest 11, although not the most graphically intensive game, is definitely going to have problems with the Tegra X2.
Yeah.
I think you're going to see slowdown, and they're going to have to fiddle with the resolution to get it to function properly.
Mm-hmm. It's just that it wasn't built for Nintendo or for that
No,
chip.
it was not. The game was developed for the PlayStation 4.
Yeah. So, but there's some other games, they somehow managed to shove it all into the Switch, like
well, it's because they have that dynamic scaling.
Yeah.
What they did to Doom and Wolfenstein, and by the way, it works better in Doom.
2 does not work well on the Switch.
What does not?
Wolfenstein 2 does not work well on the Switch.
It works okay, but it doesn't. It didn't come across. It didn't work as well as Doom.
Yeah, Doom did a lot better.
Which is weird because I think Doom has better graphics than Wolfenstein. But whatever. I picked up Doom for the Xbox One X.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, you should see that game.
I don't have an Xbox One X. I have an Xbox One.
In full 4K on the Xbox One X, the game is beautiful.
Mm.
It looks insane. It looks better than the PS4 version.
Why don't you mail me your Xbox One X?
I've got no way to replace it. I can hardly even pay my bills. Lance.
Yeah, same here. Let's see here. Astral Chain I want. That looks good from Platinum.
I just decided over the Demon Mechana game.
I had to download the. I gotta download the demo. I gotta add you to the family plan for Nintendo as well.
When are you gonna do that so I can play? So we can play Diablo 3 online.
Next month. Beginning next month when I get paid.
You mean next week?
Is payday next week?
Well,
no,
next week.
Next month is still like two weeks away.
Yeah, 28th. I get paid on the 28th.
Yeah, which is a Thursday.
Yeah, not this Thursday, but next Thursday. I'll get paid and I'll add you and Ashley into the family plan.
We can all play Diablo.
Well, you could be playing it on my Switch with 2 controllers.
Yay!
But yeah.
I mean, I'll play some multiplayer Diablo 3. I think by Diablo 3, I got a wizard. I think he's like level 50.
Mine is 70 Paragon 120 Necromancer.
Damn. You always go for those Necromancers, huh?
Oh yeah, I love them. Especially Diablo 2. They had to nerf the shit out of them because you somehow I can get like 40 skeletons and everyone else, you know, like 4 people with like 40, 60 skeletons, a whole bunch of mobs running around. Fucking crashed the server.
You know that Diablo 2, the Necro Summoner, is really one of the only classes that can solo Hell Diablo.
Yeah, I'm in Act 5 right now.
One of the only classes that can solo Diablo.
I have like 5 or 6 max character in D3, but I lost internet in the game.
Well, what does max character mean?
I think max level 70. I think Paragon's like up to like someone got Paragon 4000 already.
Yeah,
I believe.
There's really no max character per se in Diablo 3. You could just keep going and keep going.
Yeah, I'm on. I can run the last torment that they have in Diablo 3 without a problem with my Necromancer.
Diablo 3 maxed level. That's when you begin to get actual equipment. You can't even get the real equipment in Diablo 3 until you get to level 70.
Mm-hmm.
It's like in Diablo 2, you can't get real equipment until you get to 85.
Yeah, I got 3 more levels left to get 85. I can start farming you guys freaking items.
Well, my sorcerer is only level 76, so
I still gotta run your sorcerer over and over again, anyways. I still gotta help you in hell and level you guys and do a whole bunch of Act 5 together, all over, like from the start to end.
Well, if Ching is gonna play, I hope he plays soon because by the time he gets on there, we're gonna be done and on to another game.
Yeah, I don't remember my Paragon level.
So Ching, if you're gonna play, you should do it soon because eventually we're gonna be on to Diablo 3 sometime next month.
And I don't think your laptop can handle Diablo 3.
Well, he couldn't play with us anyway. We're playing it on the Switch.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. Anything want to add in, Ash? Ash didn't watch the Nintendo Direct. I know that for a fact.
Nintendo Direct. I thought it was cool. The fact that they're adding more Star Fox missions to Starlink.
I still have in the box sealed up on the shelf.
I don't own Starlink, but it's giving me a reason to maybe pick it up for the Switch. I think that's really cool that they added.
Starlink's still full price.
No, it's not. It's like $30-$40 now.
Are you sure?
With the toy at Walmart.
That's Walmart.
Yeah, it comes with the game. I have it up in the shelf still. It's still up there. It's sealed. I haven't opened it. I wanted to play the damn thing, but there's other games I want to play more than that right now.
Let's get past the Nintendo since I didn't watch it.
Well, censorship now, right?
Yes, and my figurines is a good example right here.
What is it?
I don't want the ships. I just want the game.
How much is it with the ship?
I don't know. I don't care about the ships.
But it's a toy, you know. You can put on your bathtub, and you can go. You can do like when you were a kid, like we're going over the ship.
It's $25 on Amazon.
That's pretty cheap. I bought mine for $60.
But you bought it brand spanking new.
I know.
You're the one who decides not to wait.
Well, because I wanted the toy. You don't understand. I don't care much about the games and the stuff. If there's like a toy or a figurine I really want, I get it. I get it as soon as possible.
And that's why you had that figurine from the Tales of game?
Yeah, you know how much that thing's worth now?
You should have got the special edition of Tales of Berseria, because there's a figurine for it.
I don't know about that. But, you know, like, as long as it's a girl with, you know, as long as it's a figurine I really like, the figurine itself on eBay is worth, you can sell it for a lot more money. I kid you not, Nuri Ultimata from the collector edition, a figurine, you can sell that shit for $200-300 right now.
That small little thing?
Yeah.
That I have in my room here.
It's 25. Hey, Corwin. You should have you should have got it for 20 during Black Friday. Well, you got till November. What the hell were we talking about again?
Censorship.
About Starlink.
Oh yeah, Starlink. Well, you're the host. You're hosting this anyway, so you go in your pace.
I'm just looking up how much Starlink is.
You said $25 on Amazon plus a post set. So you probably get cheaper on Amazon. I mean, sorry, in eBay. Did you see the epic fail they did with the Switch version of the collector edition of Vesperia? No, I have not. I almost able to get it, but I had to cancel the pre-order. So I didn't have enough money for all my pre-order stuff, so I had to cancel a lot of my pre-orders.
What epic fail?
I don't know what the epic fail was about for the collector edition. I don't think they made enough of it. I believe. I don't know. Just enlighten us, post. What
was the epic fail post?
Yeah, but I know that the only pre-order games I have so far is Devil May Cry 5, and I already ordered Dead or Alive's Extreme Scarlet on PlayAsia.
And we'll be playing it.
That's probably the last Dead or Alive game I'm ever going to get, unless Dead or Alive 6 is going to cost like $5-10 to buy. The steelbook case of the Switch version is 4 discs, not the cartridge.
That's an epic fail!
Yeah. Let's just tape it onto the disc thing. That's just stupid. Wow, they fucked that up really good. Excuse my language. Grim, check your Discord message. That's what post said. Yeah.
Alright, I haven't been on Discord in a while.
You got 1,000 messages. But yeah, Dead or Alive Extreme Scarlet will be here in March. We'll be playing that. We'll be playing. Should be playing Dead or Alive 5. Sorry, not Dead or Alive. I mean, Devil May Cry 5. I do not like the Devil May Cry series. I rather prefer to play Bayonetta, in my opinion.
Bayonetta's fun.
Yeah, I really don't like Devil May Cry. I tried playing it. Remember, Ashley?
I mean, I got through Bayonetta real easily, but yeah. Devil May Cry is somewhat hard and struggling to pull through. I'm feeling if they changed it up in this one.
Well,
if not,
I tried. I tried playing it. You saw me playing. It's like it's not the game aspect of it. It's just the story aspect of it I did not like. You know?
Oh, okay. Yeah, Post sent me the link.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's $25. That's awesome. I might get that.
Yeah. I just let you borrow mine.
You said you hadn't opened it.
Yeah, you can open it for me. I don't know if it's still gonna be open. It's gonna be back there collecting dust for all of eternity.
Dust on it already.
I gotta bury my PlayStation Classic when it's not raining outside. Wait 30 years and dig it back up.
In 30 years, it's going to be worth nothing.
No, it'll be the new ET fanatic in the landfill.
I mean, I'm actually really. I mean, now that this game is this cheap, I'm really interested in getting.
Yeah, go for it, man. Go for it.
It says $25.39 and free shipping. How's it free shipping?
Well, Amazon.
Yeah.
Well, you give me the money, and I give you the Prime. It'll be free shipping.
Well, just buy it for me. I'll send you the money.
Yeah. Or instead of me giving you money for next month, I'll just get you the damn thing.
I mean, that's fine if you want to do that.
That's up to you, because if you want the money or the game.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Either way.
Because I'm actually paying $5 more this time. That's why.
Well, hey,
huh?
Just get him the game.
God damn it, woman, I will. But Graham has to kiss me during Netflix and chill.
I'll record it.
Hey, did I tell you a story about Netflix being pissed off about that whole Netflix and chill meme?
No, you did not tell me about this. What?
I read an article from a couple years ago. They were like, "We don't like the Netflix and chill."
Why not?
What do they think was gonna happen if they have a movie streaming service and people date and watch a movie? What do you think that's gonna happen during the movie?
I'm not disagreeing with you, Ashley. I know what you're saying, but you know, they were like, we don't like the connection.
It's like we don't care. It's like, for us as consumers, we don't care what you think. We just pay you for your service.
So shut up and take our money.
Yeah, that's basically what it is. Okay, censorship now.
Yeah, censorship.
Sure. Did you guys see that the CEO of Sony Entertainment Sony was replaced?
I heard.
Again?
I heard that.
Yeah, the CEO in California, he was replaced.
Again?
Yeah.
Holy shit! Recently, we had a new president.
Yeah, Kedora, right?
Yeah, because the old CEO stepped down, another one took its place. We have another president now.
Yeah, I'm looking up his name.
It's President's Day tomorrow.
It is, so nothing's open.
Gas station's open.
Well, I mean, like banks and stuff are open.
Walmart's still open.
Yeah,
Target won't be open though.
So Jim Ryan replaced John Kedora.
Okay.
And John Kedora is really kind of, I'm not going to say he's the architect or the beginning of the censorship, but all of this stuff with them kind of telling game companies they need to tone down the fan service really started becoming more prevalent when John Kedora took over.
Uh-huh.
And now that John Kedora is gone and Jim Ryan is coming in, and keep in mind that both of these guys, they've been around for a long time.
Uh-huh.
You know, Jim Ryan, I believe, has been part of Sony since the mid-90s.
Uh-huh.
And Jim Ryan's a person who has said multiple times that he believes in diversity in games, and he believes in making games accessible for the widest audience that he can. And that's fine, but there's a reason why there's a rating system on games, right?
Uh-huh.
It's so that you can say, hey, this game is for this age group, this game is for this age group.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people are asking, will Jim Ryan end this age of censorship that John Kedora was really pushing?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. What do you guys think?
I think they're going to do that.
Jim Ryan's track record is not the best in ending censorship, but
I think if they keep going this route, because Sony don't care about what publishers puts on their console, they want to sell as much consoles as possible. You know, just like Nintendo, they want to sell as much console as possible. That is their breadwinner money right there. They get they get percentages of the money that they publish into their system, but these main core companies that make consoles are there to sell you their consoles. But you gotta know that a lot of JRPGs since PlayStation, when the 3D graphical and the polygon tits came out, those are the big thing, and that's how more and more fan services come apart, and been more towards basically more for the fighting and the JRPG genre of the style, in my opinion. I could be wrong as well. Started, and you can cheat. Back then, you don't have to deal with microtransactions or DLC. You can actually unlock a lot of the characters to put bikinis on and walk around and see them, fake jiggle and stuff like that. That was one of the funniest thing of all. We're not there like pulling down our pants and jerk it off. It's just basically just funny to watch all these little crap that's not realistic and stuff. And it was kind of entertaining, but some other people it's a different story. But in my opinion, if Sony's keep doing this, and a lot of these companies like Sanwa Kagura and Dead or Alive, I think those two companies are gonna go down because they're trying to meet Sony standards. They're known for fan service game. They are really known for their fan service game and their fake boot physics and everything else, and the very elaborate costume design and shit like that. They're probably the first two companies that will go down, and they have to move to they might have to move to like Nintendo or to Xbox.
Perfected it, if that makes sense, at least for Japanese games.
Do you think that they should just jump ship and go to another platform?
Yeah, I was them. I would. Sanwa Kagura is already moving stuff to the Switch already, because they couldn't publish Peach Balls onto the Switch, so they had to put it up a Peach Ball on Sony. They had to do it to the Switch.
So do you think that they could save these
if they move to the Switch or the Xbox?
Someone's watching a video.
I think that's your side, Grim.
I'm sorry. So
I can hear stuff in the background. There it goes off. Yeah, I think if they jumped to Nintendo, they'll be safe. Xbox, no, because a lot of these stuff are sold in Japan. And Japan are known for their pervy shit. They're not, but it's like,
I can picture a lot of visual novel games and a lot, the dating games, a lot of
moving to Steam or Nintendo.
It's gonna move to the Switch. Yeah. That's what it's gonna do. All of it's gonna move to the Switch, and then Sony's gonna realize they're gonna have less and less exclusive games because of their decision.
What do you think, Grim?
Well, yeah, I mean, I said at the beginning, I think that the answer is just to change platforms, right?
Didn't Vera made a thing that one of the CEO and Sanwa Kagura doesn't want to jump shift. They want to stay in Sony, but
this is what his complaint was. Okay, the problem is that he's saying that Sony is ruining them because his audience is always been traditionally on the PlayStation, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that the PlayStation install base is where they sold their games. Mm-hmm. And all well and good to say, hey, let's jump ship to another platform.
Yeah.
But that's almost like abandoning your base and trying to rebuild a new base. And he thinks it would be very detrimental to the franchise to do that. Well, and he doesn't do it. Well, he wants Sony just to stop doing what they're doing. And that's basically what he's saying.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen. I think they scrapped Sanwa Kagura 7, and they try to remake the Sony standard, but they know that that's going to be a really bad idea if they really do publish this. I think that's what they do. They should make a censored version of Sony and the uncensored version on Nintendo Switch. That's what they should do, and see which one sells better.
And when they see the Switch one sells better,
and they're probably gonna start building a base from that. Do beat two eggs at the same time. I don't know I forgot what the saying was, but you beat two eggs at the same time, or throw one stone and kill two birds. Kill two birds with one stone.
That's you got it.
There you go. That's I would do. I would just make one censored, because you could just have the uncensored version on the Switch. You're just going to have to reskin it and take out the stuff, cut the whole bunch of stuff out for the PlayStation. That's what they're pretty much going to have to do. It's going to cost. That's going to cost a couple more of coding stuff and everything else for that.
They're going to have to change their outfits.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Well, they can have
all their outfits. A lot of them girls have skimpy outfits.
Well, there's a lot of costumes that you can unlock that covers them up. They can use that. But that's pretty. That's costume for a skin. Doesn't take that much coding. Just takes more of a design for it. But other than that, that's pretty much it.
Hey, it's Echo. Ask him how he liked Diablo 2 and if he wants to play again.
Hey, Echo, well, he can hear you from the stream.
Yeah, sorry I missed playing with you, Echo. I was asleep. I haven't been feeling too well. I'm unfortunately kind of sick and trying to get better.
Yeah. But yeah, how about that Dead or Alive 6 thing? I haven't really watched it, but I know you two did. Oh, he liked it.
Dead or Alive 6 it's a problem. What's his name? Yes. Oh my God, Ching, you're right. It's a Twilight Zone episode. We've all turned into dolls.
Mm-hmm.
Except Ashley, I'm the only male doll.
You or me? Sephiroth. I thought Sephiroth was a girl.
The one wearing blue.
And last time I checked, it's a dude.
The what?
I thought Sephiroth was a girl.
Now you're just going too far.
You never heard of that love affair that Cloud and Sephiroth had from all these years? All that fighting? They just need a room together, that's all. Relieve their frustration. That's me and Grim. Netflixing, chilling. Alright, continue with the Dead or Alive 6, please.
So, I mean, Dead or Alive 6 has been such a back and forth with Kadera, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's such a controversial figure simply because he doesn't ever say what's really going on, right?
Mm-hmm.
Give me 1 minute.
Alright. Sephiroth is a dude. I'm not interested in DOA. We're talking about the censorship of it. Post of it. I'm gonna get the Stranger Thing for the game thing. That we're gonna test it out. I don't know if you want to join in with that. What else for that? But yeah. I don't know. DOA always goes on sale within after the first month. You can get it for like $10-20. I'm gonna wait. I know they're always gonna make the complete DLC fucking thing too for it, but I'll just wait.
Right. So Dead or Alive 6, aside from any censorship issues, is going to be a microtransaction nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
Which I guess that they did that to New Dawn as well. Far Cry New Dawn, right? Everyone's complaining it's a microtransaction nightmare. Now you can grind for any of the stuff that you can buy through the microtransactions. I'm saying that it's going to take forever to do it, and I'm so sick and tired of that.
Yeah.
It actually makes me upset. I'm upset. I wanted to get New Dawn. I do enjoy Far Cry 5, and you don't need to buy microtransactions to play Far Cry 5. But come on, stop this microtransaction bullshit. I just want an entire game. I don't want to have to spend extra money to play a game. I want my game in my game.
Yeah.
That's so much to ask.
I don't think microtransaction for DOA 6 will last because they're not making any skimpy skin for it.
But keep in mind, Dead or Alive 5 was a microtransaction nightmare as well.
Mm-hmm.
And it still is today. Like, you want to play Dead or Alive 5? I mean, it's still a million microtransactions that don't stop.
Mm-hmm. Well, they got the season-to-season dress for like $5. You just wait 1 year and just pay $5 to get all these fucking costumes. You don't worry about grinding. But
So tell me how you feel about
what was that thing with the Twitch show for Dead or Alive 6 you guys were talking about? That they
I mean, you should go and look at that if you don't know about that.
Because that was talking about the boobs and the butt and stuff like that.
That wasn't Dead or Alive 6. That had to do with Evo.
Oh, okay.
It was a Dead or Alive 6 commercial.
Mm-hmm.
But it happened during Evo Japan.
The girls are representing the company for Dead or Alive 6.
Right. So those girls, they were video game streamers and models, and
they were jumping up and down, and the boobs are jiggling.
Right. They were making light of jiggly physics, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they were having fun, and they were saying some stuff that was sexually provocative, but in my mind was in no way over the line. And one of the organizers of the event thought, "Oh shit, they shouldn't be doing that," and he censored them out. And everyone's pissed off about it because they weren't doing anything wrong.
Mm-hmm.
They were explaining the physics of the game.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know. Dead or Alive, I think it's gonna die off too. I don't think.
No one's gonna buy the game.
No, they're gonna buy the game. Some people are gonna buy the game, but not a lot of people, because the reason why people buy Dead or Alive is the skimpy outfit. The one in Play Asia, the Dead or Alive Extreme Scarlet, that's gonna come out next month, outsold more on the pre-order than the Dead or Alive 6.
It's true, although I don't agree with some of the character designs that are in Mortal Kombat. And the argument I'm sick of people making is, oh, they had to change the characters based on the story. They don't get it. They changed.
There is not really a story for Mortal Kombat.
So they could change the characters.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's the problem. That's the problem.
That is to go from beautiful girl to ugly nastiness.
Right. And they're using the excuse. All these people are out there saying, well, it follows the story because she's a revenant and she's dead. The reason why they did it was so that they could change the character in the first place to fit into a narrative. And they wanted a backstory that they could use to push that character into a narrative. It's called virtual signaling. It's called trying to put diversity or body positivity, I guess, into your game. And they're doing it by they're contriving the story from the beginning to make it.
How does your boobs shrink? Please tell me that.
Well,
I never heard of boobs shrinking.
Well, yeah. I mean, they're trying to say that it's because of the story.
Tell you the truth, you know how many times they destroy and bend and try to put a story for Mortal Kombat, and I just said, fuck it, just play as a fighting game, that's it.
Right, there's playing as a fighting game, but they're people think that people want to believe, and they're trying to convince us that they're changing these models to fit into the story. No, the story was created to fit into a political narrative.
Yeah.
They wrote the story. They wrote the story.
Someone's spine out.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think Mortal Kombat 11 is going to sell well either. People wait. It's like, like all these fighting games now for Dead or Alive, and the Mortal Kombat series and the Soul Calibur series. Some of these things, if you wait 30 days, exactly 1 month, the game will be 50% off, or be about $10-$20.
I think it's going to take longer than 30 days.
Well, like Dead or Alive will be like fucking half off.
Your point is true.
Yeah.
That the game will go down in price. My problem is this. They make too many characters DLC. They make too much comment. They make too much content downloadable. I want the game on the disc. I want the damn game on the disc. I don't want to have to download characters. I don't want to have to buy costumes. I want the game on the disc.
Welcome to the microtransaction world.
I think the worst game of doing that, wasn't it that Street Fighter game that you constantly had to wait for it to download crap?
The Street Fighter 5
yeah.
actually shipped. I don't know if you remember when Street Fighter 5 shipped. It shipped as an incomplete game.
Yeah.
They didn't have all the characters. They didn't even have all of the fighting arenas, and they certainly didn't have first-player game. The single-player game was not included in it originally. What they did is they needed the fighting game out so that it would be ready for EVA of that year. I forget which year it was. It was 1 or 2 years ago. They needed it ready so that there was a competitive framework for people to play competitively at EVA for esports. So they released an incomplete game.
Yeah, well, also with the incomplete game, it also had a lot of problems with the fighting.
It was buggy.
Yeah, I was playtesting at the base in Japan. I just waited till that game was like $20 and I got it.
Here's the thing, right? You were saying that you don't think Mortal Kombat will sell. Unfortunately, Mortal Kombat will sell. It has
blood and gore.
Yeah, it has a fan base that just enjoys the fighting mechanics and the aesthetics and the atmosphere of Mortal Kombat. And
ripping people's heads off, ripping your spine out.
Yeah. So a lot of people are going. So there's going to be a lot of players that are like, yeah, I hate the new models. It sucks, but I want to play the new Mortal Kombat game. And I don't blame them. I'm not telling them to boycott it. I don't think they should. They want to play what they enjoy. So you can still buy a game, but not like everything in the game, and still voice your opinion that you don't like it. So I think people are going to buy Mortal Kombat 11. I think Mortal Kombat 11 will sell well.
You also have to think of this. Every single
Hey, stop. One at a time. You guys are talking the same time. Let Grim finish, then you can go, Ashley.
I'm just saying that Mortal Kombat 11 is definitely going to sell. And maybe a couple people are going to be angry enough about the character change and not really being down with the way the story went. But a lot of people just buy it for the fighting mechanics. So they don't even care about the story. They buy it for the fighting mechanics. And because of that, it's going to sell. Also, Mortal Kombat is a pretty big esports game as far as, fighting esports games go. It's not as big as Smash, of course, which was the biggest fighting esports game. But there are people out there that don't care about the story and are gonna buy it just because it's a Mortal Kombat game. There's a lot of people that do care about the story but still love Mortal Kombat and are still going to buy it. I think the people that are just going to not buy it are because they're protesting the story or the character design are few. A lot of people who are pissed off, I'll just end with a lot of people are angry at the direction they went, but are still going to buy it because they want to play it because of its competitiveness. The fact that it's one of the largest fighting esports games on the planet. And that's what sells it, unfortunately. So they're going to get their censorship and their virtual signaling and they're changing the characters through. And no one will ever convince me that the reason why they wrote the story in the way they did was so that they could change the characters the way they wanted to change them. No one's ever going to convince me that's not true. So everyone complains, well, this character looks like this because of the story. Yeah, no. They wrote the story that way so they could change the character to look like what they wanted it to look like, which was a change created by politics and censorship and virtual signaling. And go ahead. Sorry, you guys can go ahead.
Ashley, go.
Well, I was gonna say that in almost every single fighting game franchise, like Tekken, Soul Calibur, games like that, every single game they always change the characters' looks. In some games they're more covered up, in other games they're more revealing. It's always changing in every single one. They don't always look the same.
Anything to say about that, Grim?
So changing, yeah, I hear that. Yeah, they definitely do that to change things up, and characters change as the story changes. But to drastically change what a character looks like, I think is a shame. You know, characters can wear different clothes.
They could have kept her. They could have kept which one was the zombie one? I don't know the Mortal Kombat character's name.
The one they you talk about Jade, right? You talk about Jade.
They could have changed her. They could have kept her pretty, but they could have covered her up more, make it more realistic for fighting. They could have done that, but still kept her physical appearance the same. I think what they're complaining about is not exactly her outfit, but her appearance of looking dead and ugly. I think they really wanted her to stay pretty.
Well, let me tell you something. Jay doesn't look pretty anymore. That's all I gotta say. Jay looks terrible.
She looks like a zombie.
Right. And
that's ugly.
In some
that's
ways,
not going to sell well on her part.
In some ways, it does fit into the story because she is dead. She's been brought back. She's been brought back from the dead as a revenant. But the reason why they wrote it that way in the first place was so that they could change the character. That's my point. People can people up and down can say, well, they had to do it because of the story. They had to do it because of the story. They wrote the story like that so they could change how she looked so that her new look would fit into some type of narrative.
What I don't get is why they're covering up all the girls, but the guys can stay half naked.
Because it's going to PlayStation as well. That's probably why.
But guys can be half naked. That's not fair.
Tell that to the SJWs. I don't
know
what to say.
If girls have to be covered up, they should cover up the guys too. It's equally.
Yeah. It's just one of those things. It's just one of those weird things that we have to experience now. We got these, people that wants to do good and people that wants to harm, and there's a lot of people that want to do stupid, and we have a shitload of people that wants to do stupid, and I don't know why. And they cannot justify certain. They may do some good cause, but they do more harm in the end.
Well, I mean, that's an academic subject for another day.
Yeah.
For sure, right? But without touching into that, we just have to mention that it's happening, and that, I mean, we need to kind of speak with our wallets, right? And by speaking with the wallets, you have to not buy the game, and I'm not going to buy the games. And it's a shame because I bought Mortal Kombat XL. I didn't buy Mortal Kombat X because I knew that they were going to release another version of it that had
Jason, Alien, Freddy Krueger, Leatherface, Ninja Turtles.
Exactly.
Do you have Mortal Kombat, Lance?
We have the XL. I bought it for you. I also bought the Scorpion. I also bought the Mortal Kombat X collector edition for like $30 on Amazon with the Scorpion statue.
You bought it for the statue.
Yeah, because the Scorpion looks cool on it. That's why I bought it. But I got it for $30 because I waited 2 years after. Then I bought it. And I bought the XL because I would pay for DLC.
Kind of cool. You did look cool.
Pulse Echo Hammer. What?
even if the censorship wasn't there,
Mm-hmm.
Even if the censorship wasn't there, I wouldn't buy Mortal Kombat 11 because there's going to be a Mortal Kombat 11 second release.
Yeah, they're always
that's going to have a lot of the DLC in.
They've been doing that a lot with the fighting games nowadays, and a lot with the RPG games that comes out with DLCs. Like, how many goddamn DLC you can put out for 15? I know there's gonna put out 3 more of it for the 15 before they kill it.
Well, no, the Square Enix is done.
Yeah, they just produced the last DLC that's gonna be coming out. It's the last one of the series. They got the 3. They were about to do like 8 more, but they narrowed down to 3, and those 3 are the last one. It's like we know that they're gonna make another game, with all the DLCs in it. But we gotta wait like 2-3 years before that fucking happens. They want to know that they can milk the person more money into having them to buy the DLC or the skin and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
And I think that's kind of dumb. And they charge us $60 for the same game with all the DLCs and the season pass and everything that included with it.
So how long do you think it's going to be before we can even pick up a full version of Mortal Kombat 11?
Well, how long it took for the X and the XL?
Well, that was like a year, right?
Yeah, so probably another year.
So I won't be playing Mortal Kombat 11. And keep in mind, I'm a fan of Mortal Kombat. Hell, I remember skipping my skipping out of my sophomore year of high school, going to
the arcade
to play Mortal Kombat. We used to do it all the time. We fucking loved Mortal Kombat. When that came out, I mean, we played Street Fighter before it, but when Mortal Kombat came out, we were like, this game is awesome. And we used to freaking skip out on school because I had one friend that had a car.
It took 6 months for XL.
Okay, 6 months. So hey, hopefully it's only 6 months before the next.
It's not only that. Remember, they still had DLC characters after that. After XL. Yeah.
Did they? So,
yeah.
So how many characters came out after XL?
I think it was like 4 or 5.
Pathetic. So you're saying that XL doesn't even have all the characters on?
No, it doesn't. I had to buy the Alien. I had to buy Freddy Krueger. I had to buy Ninja Turtles.
Why did you even buy them? They're not even worth it.
They were like $2 a piece, and I want to play it.
You want to play a freaking Xenomorph?
I'd rather pay for a character for like $1 or $2 than a fucking skin. I'll tell you that right now. At least I have more playability with a damn new character than a skin.
Why do you want to play as a Xenomorph? Please tell me.
Because when you do brutality with the acid, also the brutality when you put the freaking mouth through your skull, sweet. Let's read some of these things. Okay. Post says, I care about the story. It'll say, although she might have an unlockable skin when you play through the story because she might get her mortality again for where the story is leading. That probably will never happen. You probably have to buy it. Ninja Turtle isn't MK10. Ninja Turtle wasn't. Oh yeah, that was Injustice. Okay, I'm sorry. So I got the game mixed up. So Ninja Turtle was Injustice that I bought. Even the Injustice 2 Complete didn't have all the DLC characters, and I have that. Spending with our wallets doesn't really accomplish anything simply because there's still hundreds of thousands of dullards that will buy games still for whatever reason. That is true. What about my post? You should ignore it. It was a joke. That's what Echo Hammer said. Post says it took $6 for the XL. The reason why is that you gotta also think about it too. Not a lot of adults like us buy a lot of games. Usually we wait till the price drops and we buy it because we have to pay bills and everything else for it. A lot of times with parents with kids buying them game, they give them allowance, like if you do your dishes and stuff. Like how I grew up, I get like $5 a week doing all my chores, like mow the lawn, clean the litter box, take out the trash, do the dishes. Like I used to get $5 a week. I used to, within like the end of the month, I'd go out and buy like a PS1 game or like 2-3 packs of Magic cards or like a deck of Magic cards, stuff like that. But nowadays, these parents are giving these kids like $20 and $50, and and they use that. And a lot of times, kids still there's lots. I don't know why. You know, they literally like somehow got their mother's credit card or an Apple password, able to charge the stuff for microtransaction on the phone. I thought they'll be better at keeping that shit hidden from the kids.
Well, when I have kids, everything's gonna be under lock and seal.
My kid's not gonna have a smartphone. They have a phone for emergency call. That's it until he gets to like junior, like sophomore, junior in high school. Then he can get a part-time job.
And I respect your decision on that. I'm the complete opposite. If you really want to know where your kids are and you want to keep track of your kids, I say give your kids a smartphone at the earliest age, because they're going to be around other kids with smartphones. And if you really want to be able to track down your kid, and for safety purposes, remember, this is just my opinion. For safety purposes, you drop your kid off at a friend's house, your kid is at a school function, you're basically giving them no way to contact you.
Well,
in a day and age, let me finish. In a day and age of everyone having a computer in their pocket, I think, in my opinion, you're putting a kid at a disservice for not giving them that ability.
We won't give them the most expensive.
No, we're not going to get like the iPhone and stuff like that.
But you know what? If iPhone 10s are out, I'm going to give my if iPhone 10s are out, I'm going to give my son or daughter an iPhone 8.
Yeah.
Okay. I think it is a disservice not to keep kids.
Also, the parents can control what's on the iPhone. They can control it without the parental thing.
Well, also,
and when the child comes home, if you don't want them to have the phone on them, you can say, "Hey, you're home. You don't need your phone on you. So I'll take the phone from you, and you can use it later." For little kids.
Yeah.
For like a little kid, they will only have it if they're going out. If they're at home, they don't need it.
There you go.
Like for me, is this okay? If I give them a smartphone, I'm gonna limit the data uses on it. I'm gonna limit their text use on it, and I'll tell them this is how much you have on it. This is how much you can use on it for the whole month. If you see that amount of time, it's going to be turned off, except for you make calls to us. That's it.
And once a kid hits hits tweens,
that's a different story.
You have to stop controlling them. And I know some people say, "Well, tween is still young." Well, tween,
no, it's not.
11, 12.
No, it's not. They can stay home by themselves.
Once he becomes 14 or 16, he can start looking for a part-time job.
See, 14 and 16, Lance, in my opinion, that's way too old to finally let someone use a phone. Once a kid hits 10, you gotta stop.
No. He's gonna have the same crappy phone. If he wants to learn how, because a lot of times the kids grow up, they don't know how hard it is to even make $1. And I want them to know how hard it is to make $1.
You can teach a child or a teenager how to be responsible with money and you don't have to do it by not giving them money.
No, I'm going to give them money. They have to work for it. Literally have to work for it.
Chores.
See, my parents had a completely different outlook on how to child rear than you do, apparently.
Well, because when I grew up, when I was 14, I had a part-time job. I worked every weekend, and I worked at the places.
Household. Remember, Asian household.
No, it was American household. I lived with my dad.
But your mom.
But I lived in American household.
I had a job when I was 13.
Mm-hmm.
The problem.
Hello?
Okay. Reading Echo Hammer's comment, which is up for review. Just so you know.
Problems with all this is the interaction with other shithole kids at school. Put that up.
So look. I had a job when I was 13, and my parents still gave me money.
Yeah.
Okay. They didn't just. It wasn't just me. I would split stuff with my parents. Like I remember when I wanted a new memory module for a new SIM card for my computer. It was like a $500 SIM card. They gave me $300 for it, and I paid the other $200 because I was working. But I started when I was working at 13. When I was 13, I started working actually in bars when I was 13. Partly because my brother's 10 years older than me, and he was 23, and he was a head cook at a local bar here in town. Hired me as a dishwasher, and I had no problem doing it. And I went in, and my parents didn't care, and they let me buy whatever I want, and they also gave me money.
Yeah.
But my parents. Let me tell you something. If cell phones existed when I was 9 years old, which they didn't, mind you, there was no such thing as a cell phone when I was 9 years old.
Yeah.
My father would have bought it for me. My father bought me computers and games whenever I wanted them. He bought me an Apple IIe. He bought me a 2GS. He bought me Macs. He bought me 46. And he wasn't spoiling me. You know, I don't agree with this. Wow, my kid's gonna have to work for all this stuff.
No, for like how I was raised is totally different than you.
Then you were raised differently, and I think telling your kids you have to work hard and that's the only way you're gonna get anything.
No, it's not that.
It's not that. I was raised when I was young. I only got like game systems, that kind of thing. It was around my birthday or Christmas is when I got them.
Yeah.
That's how I got them. But my dad would buy me things.
Yeah.
I didn't get paid for chores. My mom just expected me to do them, to be responsible. But she still bought me little things when she could afford stuff.
Yeah, that is totally different. Like, I'm not going to give them like $1,000. Like, I don't know how much back then stuff cost. But like if he brings straight A's and he's good and responsible, fine, I'll reward him. I'll buy him
straight A's.
Huh?
Look, you can't put pressure on a kid like that.
I'm just saying, damn it. I don't.
Long he gets. You want to know what his parents do to his brother when he brings home a B?
You need to be supportive of a child, no matter what happens. If they fail a course. You don't punish them and tell them that they can't have dinner, and you send them to your room.
No, that's going extreme.
Taken away if he brings home a failing grade.
Yeah, like he brought home a D. If it's a C, he will have limited time in playing. If it's a B, he got it back. How my dad raised me, how we raised my little brother is totally different.
I understand. My parents would have never done that. They were very supportive. If I came home with an F, they wouldn't take shit away from me. They didn't take stuff away from me. They would say, okay. They would sit me down and they would say, what happened? Why did you get an F? They didn't yell at me. They'd say, why did you get an F? Did you not understand the material? Did you just not do your work?
That sounds like my parents. That's the way my parents were.
So if I said, well, I just didn't do the work, they'd say, okay. So this is what we need to do.
You mean Apple II?
We need to come up with a plan that helps you organize your time so you can get your work done. Let's do this.
And you also got input too. Whatever you do to a kid and the other kid will not work the same. The same implementation, same environment will not work with same adult
I get it,
kids.
but listen, I'll agree and disagree that every child is different and every situation is different. But the theories on education and child rearing are pretty much generic across the board, and you have to modify them per situation for sure. But I think the general theories always still hold.
Taking stuff away doesn't make anything better.
It does not. Punishing
it actually makes things worse.
Does not help a child. Punishing a child does not help them unless they did something really bad, like break the law. Okay.
Or like what my brother did at the time was biting kids. He had to be punished for that. He bit other kids.
Yeah,
absolutely. You have to install discipline in children, but when you're dealing with a
punishing is really more for when they're little, telling them, you don't do that. That is wrong. Like when they're like 4 or 5 and they're like hitting other kids, biting other kids. That's when you punish them.
I think this should be a talk for another podcast because we're going off topic.
Apple TV. I was talking about the Apple II. So basically, my first computer ever was an Apple IIe, which I was given in 1982. I got an Apple.
He's old.
Yeah, I got an Apple IIe. Was my first computer. My second computer was a Commodore 64. My first game system actually was a Atari 7800. My brother, who's a little older than me, owned an Atari 2600, and then
That's what my mom owned.
And my second gaming system ever was a NES. I had an NES. I actually in the late '90s, my father bought me a TurboGrafx 16, which I believe I got in like 1987. I believe I got that. And then in the 90s, I had an SNES and a NES. But believe it or not, in those years, I was mostly a PC gamer. You know, I remember playing Ultima 1 and 2 on my Apple II. I got a 486 DX33, which was my first IBM compatible. It was an AST. I got that in 1992. My mother had bought that for me. And that was my first Windows machine. And it used Windows 3.11 for Workgroup because, of course, it was a couple years still before Windows 95.
And I know none of this. My mom probably knows more about this than me.
And the first year I got a cell phone in 1997. No, 1996 was my first cell phone.
My first cell was 2005.
Yeah.
That's about right when I got a cell phone.
That was junior. I got mine junior in high school.
No, I got mine in 8th grade of middle school. I got a flip phone, and I was like, wow.
My first Nokia brick flip phone. Let's see here. Speaking of phones, I'm going to switch from iPhone X to the S10. Have fun with that, Hammer. I'm going to probably keep my 7 for a very long time because I'm not paying $1,000 for a damn phone.
Hey, let's talk about this quick. I know it wasn't on the agenda, but let's talk about this quick. Look, when the new generation of iPhones came out, right? Everyone gawped. Everyone was surprised at the prices. No one could believe. No one could believe the price of the new iPhones. $1,000 for an iPhone 10. I was just beside myself. You know, I picked up iPhone 8s. I got 2 of them. Buy one, get one free. So that's the only reason why I went with the iPhone 8. And I have an iPad, and they connect to each other. So I wanted that connectivity. But everyone was, you know, on top of Apple for their what seemed like obscene prices, right? A lot of people said, "Well, I'm going to go to Samsung. These phones are too expensive." Look how much the new Samsungs are.
They're over $1,000.
The Apple.
They're more expensive.
They're more than the Apples. You know, how much is the new Galaxy? $1,300. I mean, these companies are out of their minds.
Yeah, I'm not paying for it.
I'm keeping my iPhone 7 for a while.
Same here. My 7 works perfectly fine.
So does mine.
Yeah, I have an iPhone 8, and yeah, I'm not going to replace it for a long time.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? The only thing I care about is that it's waterproof or water resistance, I should say. I dropped it in the shower before. No damage. So
why did you have it in the shower with you to begin with?
Play music.
I have it on the bathtub, honey, watching YouTube.
And I tell you to not, because you got slippery hands, and if it goes into the bathtub, your phone's bye-bye.
That's what insurance is for.
That's the reason why I like my phone, is because it can fall in the bathtub and it won't break. But the iPhone 8 is waterproof.
Yeah.
Maybe we should upgrade to an iPhone 8.
No, I'm not upgrading for a while. We need to get all our shit from Reading in the car first, then we gotta figure out budgeting for our next move.
We only had these phones for a year anyways.
Yeah, almost 2 years now.
Almost 2 years. And mine still works perfectly fine. It has no issues.
Same here.
And the battery life is good.
Yeah, same here. It's like
my iPhone 8's about a year old. The battery life is good. Yeah. I use it a lot, so I kill the battery. I don't blame the phone for that. That's me and my use.
When I am going through YouTube, all my apps, that's me killing the phone, not the phone.
I think he didn't steal, but didn't give credit to people. The credit to the stuff.
Echo the Hammer talking about Steve Jobs.
Yeah, he actually, he actually bought out a lot of stuff. It wasn't really stealing. He actually a lot of stuff except
you
for
know that Apple technology, a lot of the cell phone technology is actually Qualcomm, and they have to buy. They have to pay Qualcomm for the rights to use a lot of the chips that are in the iPhone. So I know there's for between the amount of money that Apple has to pay Qualcomm for the use of those chips. So Samsung's the same way. Samsung has to pay Qualcomm. Qualcomm invented a lot of the chips that are in mobile communication devices, such as cell phones, and they own the patents.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone, like Samsung, like Apple, they have to pay Qualcomm a lot of money per phone.
Yeah, it's like a lot of the patents nowadays is like someone who actually makes it, you gotta pay that company able to make your own and sell it, basically.
Yeah, that's the way it goes, right?
Yeah,
that's what copyright is.
Mm-hmm. Well, anyhow, guys, I think
last topic. I want to throw this out there.
I won't show my nipples.
No, it's pretty important, and those who are watching might or might not know it happened. It does kind of. It's not really censorship, but it has to do with copyright. Article 13 has passed in the UK.
Okay.
What do you think?
I didn't follow. So, what's the article?
It's a shame. Everyone needs to understand Article 13 and what it represents. Okay. Mm-hmm. Article 13 is a law in the UK that has to do with using copyright material from other people. Let me bring it up. Article 13. It's the EU Copyright Directive explained. Okay, it just passed, and this would never pass in the United States, mind you, because this would never pass a constitutional challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Article 13 of the EU Copyright Directive states services such as YouTube to be held responsible if their users upload copyright-protected music and movies. The EU has introduced new copyright laws. The EU says it wants. What is Article 13? Covers online content sharing services should deal with covers how online content services should deal with copyrighted protected content such as television programs and movies. It refers to services that primarily exist to give public access, protect works or other projected subject matter uploaded by its users, so it is likely to cover such services as YouTube, Dailymotion, and SoundCloud. What does it say? Article 13 says content sharing services must license copyright protected material from the right holders. If this is not possible, the material posted on the service, the company may be held liable unless it can demonstrate it made its best effort to get permission, made its best effort to ensure the copyright holder was contacted. It acted quickly to remove any infringing material. The rules apply to services that have been available in the EU for more than 3 years. Article 13 says it shall no way affect legitimate uses, and people will be allowed to use bits of copyrighted material for the purpose of business. So basically, it's saying that. But let me tell you what it is doing. It is completely trying to delete the United States concept of fair use. So if you make a video, a commentary video, and you use snippets of someone else's video, this is giving them more power to copyright strike you. It is saying if you use any portion of my video, I can copyright strike you. That's what it's saying. It's completely deleting the concept of fair use, which still exists, by the way, in the United States, because this is a UK law, a European Union law.
Yeah.
This is not a US law. But it does mean that these companies that operate in these countries will have to find some way to abide by this law.
Mm-hmm.
This is a huge deal, and it could rightly just stifle innovation. It could make it so that if you use even one snippet of Review Tech USA's video, he can strike you and destroy your channel.
Anyway,
or he can.
UK's gonna lose a lot of business.
Well, the EU YouTubers in Europe's gonna have a huge problem, I guess. Well, come to America. Come to the crap hole country here.
Is going to greatly affect the biggest YouTuber of them all, right? It's going to greatly affect the meme master.
Yeah.
the meme master, right?
Mm-hmm.
PewDiePie makes his entire business off making memes. Mm-hmm. He's the master of memes. And this law is literally going to destroy the ability to create a meme.
Mm-hmm. They can still can they still see our contents from America, even though we show snippets, or are they going to block us out for Europe?
No one even knows how it's going to be implemented. No one has even come to grips with how it's going to be implemented. No one has any clue.
Well, once it's, it doesn't matter if it's YouTube or not. Once it's on the internet, it's always going to be on the internet.
Except, that's true, it'll be somewhere, but it won't be on post says Felix can't afford moving outside the EU. Why is that post? Just wondering. I'm not saying you're wrong. I just don't know why that would be. He's a millionaire. He's got millions and millions of dollars and would most definitely qualify for the special visa in the United States. Because when you have money at the amount that he has, you automatically qualify for the
I thought Sweetie Pie
extraordinary visa.
I thought Sweetie Pie is American.
Yeah.
He's Swedish. Oh. He's Swedish, and he lives in Brighton, England. Oh. PewDiePie is. You can't tell by his accent that he's not American.
He lives there with his wife.
He lives with
wife, girlfriend.
Yeah, she's from Italy. He's from Sweden. And they live in Brighton, England.
Mm-hmm.
They can afford to move anywhere they want to.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. He's got so much money. He would definitely qualify for the extraordinary visa. There's a visa in the United States that you can get if you're really rich or you're really good at something, like a sports star.
A lot of Europeans that move over here usually end up either moving to New York or they move to California.
Or he just moves to Canada with Carl.
Could be.
They move to big cities. That's where they move.
PewDiePie has enough money that he would qualify, and he has a large enough following that he would qualify for the extraordinary visa for the United States.
Mm-hmm.
And he'd be able to bring Marzia with him.
Is that all?
I think Echo the Hammer doesn't watch him because Marzia is in a lot of his videos and has her own channel.
I don't watch PewDiePie. I never even watched one of his videos.
Post just said something that really upsets me. Canada is considering passing Article 13 as well. Well, I sure the hell hope not. Because if
Carl
that happens,
see our content then. Poor Carl.
If that happens, okay, and I don't know what the United States can do, especially under the leadership of a moron like Donald Trump, who should be impeached immediately, and I will argue with anyone all day long why that should have happened already, because there is no legitimate argument against it.
Remember, he's being challenged by the court for his emergency thing.
Well, yes. Just for passing that frivolous national emergency, he should have been impeached.
Let's argue then, Echo said.
You can do
okay,
that.
I'll argue about it. I'll take you on argument for argument, Echo, on that Trump should have never even been elected. His character alone violates all of the ethics that is set forth by our Congress for any elected official. Just to begin with, let alone the fact that he has business ties that should have disqualified him from the beginning.
If they impeach Trump, then Pence will become president, and
that's a fallacy. If they impeach Trump, Pence will become president, and he will become marginalized and blocked. He will become marginalized and blocked, and he will be a lame duck president,
like what they did with Nixon.
Yeah, perfect example. Post exactly what happened to Nixon will happen to Pence. If they get rid of Trump, Pence, I'm gonna coin the term, will be Nixonized. In fact, if I was Pence, I'd step down. I don't care about Hillary. Hillary might have done Who cares about Hillary? The argument is not about Hillary. Hillary might have been the worst candidate ever. We're not dealing with Hillary.
You guys can talk about this in your Discord, or I can make another stream and you guys can argue about it.
Yeah. I'm just saying this. I don't care about Hillary.
I don't care about any of it right now. It's almost 1 in the damn morning.
Yeah. Although Hillary wouldn't have caused such a division in this country. There's no way that under her she would cause such a division in this country. And maybe I'm just going to end with maybe she would have got elected and then been prosecuted. I don't know. Could be. But we wouldn't be dealing with the actual shitstorm that we're dealing with now because of Trump. And you can't tell me ever that Hillary was a worse choice than Trump. Not after all the shit that he's done.
Alright guys, thank you guys for watching. We're closing the stream. If you want to have a debate with Graham about that, I can put up a stream for, in a set time. You guys can argue with him on Discord on live stream. See who will win. I'll be a judge.
I'll argue all day.
I took so many debating classes and stuff. I'll be the judge and stuff like that. Give you guys 5 minutes each to prepare and all that crap. But anyhow, guys,
Hillary was bad. I agree, Post. Hillary was a bad candidate. Democrats really screwed up on that one.
Yeah, but you know, next Sunday is another podcast.
Yeah, so we won't talk about politics on that Sunday.
Okay, that Sunday. If you guys have any idea what you guys want to talk throughout for Sundays, let us know. A lot more stuff's gonna happen with our RPG channel, probably up by this week. We'll have probably up in the second channel for the Let's Play. I just gotta figure out what to call it. Okay then, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe, like, share. Check their links down below. Thank you guys for watching. Huh? Well, thank you guys. See ya, Ching.
I'll remind Diablo because Echo was asking.